Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this pre-launch press conference with Dean Elgar. A reminder to please put your request to ask a question on the chat panel. We don't recognize raised hands. Once again, please put your request to ask a question on the chat panel. If you are not asking a question, please ensure that your monitor is muted. We will be kicking people out if you have your monitor unmuted while someone else is speaking. Please just ensure that the monitor is muted, just only because it really does distort the sound for everybody else. We'll get started with Nathan, Telford, Fidos, Niharika, and Amitava. Nathan, please go ahead.
Thank you, Spobazi. Good afternoon. I'm Dean. Dean, should we expect any changes for the decider, or will continuity be key for you guys? We've also seen many players struggling with niggles. Is everyone fit for selection?
Yeah, according to my knowledge, everyone's fit and ready to go. Yeah, so I don't think there's any hiccups with regards to fitness of players. Obviously, there's always niggles when you're playing in a series, especially Test cricket. Pushes your body to the limit, and I mean, if you're not a little bit sore and if you're not a little bit bruised, and if bowlers' feet and that's not sore, then obviously they're not working hard enough. But yeah, we're all good, and yeah, just a little bit of wear and tear going around at the moment, which is perfectly fine. With regards to the team, with everyone fit and conditions wise, I don't see us making too many household changes. I think competing in a big test series and trying to be as stable as possible with regards to our playing 11, we need to obviously try and implement a fair selection towards our environment if we want to be consistent with regards to results.
Before I hand over to Telford, just a reminder, everyone, please ask one question each, just so that we can give everyone an opportunity. Go ahead, Telford.
Dean, did you? It's almost as if I want to ask: did you miss Virat Kohli at the Wanderers? I mean, he's got a hell of a reputation as someone who builds up the intensity and whatnot, and we could see the intensity leaking out of the way they were playing. I'm not saying you didn't deserve to win, but do you think it'll be much tougher with him around?
Yeah, Virat brings a different dynamic to the game. I don't think I missed him, but I think potentially his team missed him, no doubt, just from a captaincy point of view, maybe a strategy point of view. Obviously, world-class player and very experienced within their squad. Yeah, I mean, I think his name and that speaks for itself, and that's rightly so. He's one of the more respected cricketers around. So I wouldn't say I missed him, but also it would be great playing against him as well. But it doesn't matter who we're playing against. We as a team, we need to focus on us.
Hi, Dean. Dean, we haven't seen the Newlands pitch for 2 years now, and there's a new groundsman in charge. Have you seen it? I would assume you have, but also, what are you expecting from it?
I've seen it from a domestic point of view. Looks a little bit different. Yeah, they've done quite a lot of work after that game we had domestically, and the conditions actually look pretty good. I think it's the best I've seen Newlands in quite some time, and yeah, the conditions look actually quite welcoming for us. And yeah, I think they're just trying to prepare a good test wicket. I think they obviously want the wicket to deteriorate over time into day 4 and 5. And I think that just calls on basics with regards to the kind of deterioration, wear and tear that the wicket can offer. But it does look like a relatively good cricket pitch.
Hi, Skipper. My question for you is, could you sum up the growth of Kagiso Rabada from what you saw of him on his debut to now he being on the cusp of playing his 50th test match tomorrow?
Yeah, KG's he's been brilliant for the Proteas badge over the last few years. I mean, playing 50 tests for your country is massive. I think when KG started, he was extremely raw and he had express pace and yeah, I think he's come of age in that period of time. He's influenced our group, our players group, in such a big way on and off the field. So yeah, extremely excited and happy for KG playing his 50 tests, and it's happened so quickly, and it makes one realize that we're all getting a little bit on now. but yeah, it's still such a early test career, in my opinion. KG's only 26, I think, at the moment now, and he's played 50 tests. Yeah, so I think he's still got so much more cricket to offer us from a test point of view, and hopefully long may it continue. But yeah, from a youngster to where he is now, he's obviously advanced so much. He's taken a lot more responsibility as a cricketer. He's he's shown a lot of great growth throughout his journey so far for us.
Amitabh Mukherjee.
Hi, this is Amitabh from CricView. Dean, regarding the batting lineup of your team, do you think it's lacks a bit of depth because Marco Jansen is batting at 7? Of course, you have one at Johannesburg, but what about that? What is your take on that?
Well, this is our squad that's been selected. I can't change it now. But yeah, I mean, we've got a young guy batting at 7 in Jansen, but he's also quite a talented batter. I mean, even though he doesn't have the experience, he definitely doesn't lack the talent and ability. But in my opinion, we need to take ownership and responsibility when it comes to the top 6. We need to obviously do the hard work in order for a guy like that to come in and obviously play his natural game. I think once we can get him to play his natural game and contribute with a bat, in that sense, it can only work for our favor. But as a top 6 batting unit, we need to take a little bit of responsibility. We started showing good signs now towards the end of the Wanderers test, and I hope we build on that, which is extremely promising for us. We've by no means reached our ability with regards to performance from a batting point of view. So we've got a lot of good things, positive things coming our way, and the good thing about it is the guys are extremely hungry to contribute, and that for me is an asset that can go a long way for us.
Hi Dean, it's Zahir here. Just in terms of the intensity of the series, you spoke about quite a bit in Joburg. Is it a case of coming to Newlands for a series inside where it ramps up even further, or is it a state where the bubbles probably burst in Joburg, or does it just get better and bigger and better with Virat also back?
Yeah, I think this test match is potentially the biggest we've had in 10 years, maybe even 15 years. And I think that speaks for its own respect. Test cricket is always going to have intensity. Me as a player, I bring the intensity as well. So I don't think it's going to lack intensity, let me put it that way. I think Test cricket still demands quite a high level of intensity, and you have to maintain that throughout 5 days. I know it's not always possible to maintain that throughout 5 days, but you have to be pretty consistent with regards to implementing the intensity throughout. That's why it's so important to switch off when you can switch off. So when you're switching on, you can almost fall into that mode of knowing what kind of intensity you need to bring. We saw in the Wanderers, the minute we brought the intensity, it seemed to almost fluster the Indians quite a lot, and that can play in our favor. And it would be silly for us not to try and replicate that, or even bring even more intensity into the next game.
Ken?
Ken?
We'll move to Fidos, and then we'll give Ken a chance the next time.
Then just to follow up on what Zahir said, depending on the result of this, could you maybe put into words what it would mean to turn, if you won this, and presumably it's like a turning of the corner considering everything that's happened, how big would it be? What would it mean to win this series, and what statement would it make?
It would be the biggest test win in my playing career so far. Obviously that comes with the leadership and captaincy now, having a bit more of an influence with regards to our players group. But I think just from a players group point of view, it would be massive for us. I think we've put in so much hard work the last few months. We've been playing actually pretty good cricket up until now. We've had a lot of things not go away because you need some momentum and that on your side. And we've been doing everything right. I think we've been checking the boxes that we've set ourselves. We've been doing that pretty well and as best as we can. But I think with regards to what we've done in the last test as a players group, that speaks massive amounts for us. And leading into this test, we know that we need to obviously focus on session by session, maybe hour by hour, we can't look too far ahead, because more times than not, if you look too far ahead, you're going to lose the plot. So I think if we focus on what we can focus on and follow our structures that we have in place, more times than none, you're going to give yourself the best chance of success. And for us, winning the series 2-1 is huge. Beating world number 1, even though it's in your back garden, it's still going to speak massive amounts for our players group going forward and the Proteas badge.
Ken, do you want to try again before we close with Craig?
Thanks, Satya. Cape Town Wi-Fi, Table Hill must have blocked the signal or something. Dean, you mentioned hoping that it's a good pitch at Newlands. Do you, by that, do you mean pace and carry? I mean, is that basically what you guys are looking for more than anything else?
Newlands has never really been known for massive pace and bounce. But I think what they want to do is they want to obviously get us to play 5 days of cricket. I think if we implementing the basics from both teams' point of view, we'll get to that journey. So, but I think also the mere fact that they've got a new groundsman is maybe under the pressure a little bit to prepare a good wicket. But it does look like, just visually, you don't know what's going on underneath the surface. But just from a visual point of view, it does look like it's going to be a good test wicket. It's always a battle between bat and ball here at Newlands. If you bowl well, you're going to reap rewards. But if you apply your basics with regards to the batting point of view and disciplines, you're also going to get success going forward. So I think that kind of hand in hand works quite well with trying to get a good test surface here at Newlands.
Great.
Hi, Dean. Happy New Year to you. The top 6 batting order you spoke about, I mean, those knocks by Aiden Markram and Rassie van der Dussen, particularly in the second innings at the Wanderers, 40 and 31. But how, having had a few days to reflect on it, how important is that for you as a captain to know that those guys, they hit some form going into this test, even though, maybe 40 and 31 doesn't sound like big scores, but in the context of the game, it was massive. How much comfort does that give you?
Obviously. It gives me a lot of confidence, but saying that, I've always known that they've got that ability to perform those kind of knocks for us. Things haven't potentially gone their way in previous series or previous innings, and that's also part of the nature of the game. Behind the scenes, they've been working their backsides off to obviously try and make massive plays for this team. Knowing them as characters, they're not satisfied with what they've done, even though they made good contributions in the second innings, which goes a long way with regards to just a confidence point of view. Just knowing that, guys, I'm still able to do this. I'm still able to put in the hard graft and get results and contribute in a big way. But also saying that they know that their work's not done. That's always going to be a message that I'll drive. Is the one positive going forward is we all start on naught tomorrow. And I think that's an exciting factor for us, the fact that you can come back and try and do that again. And I think the most successful players who've played this game, they never, ever lose that hunger to always come back and try and influence and try and make a big performance or a big play for the side. It gives me a lot of confidence knowing that they're feeling somewhat a lot better, knowing that they've put in a decent performance in the second innings.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow after day 1.
Thank
Keep
you.
well.
Thanks.